Good morning, we are live. Bitcoin is absolutely flying this morning. Went to sleep at 34k, woke up at 39k, absolutely crazy. What we're going to do in this video is do some analysis on Bitcoin, and then we'll run through some of the shit that I usually run through, including the fear and greed index, and then we'll have a look at some altcoins and take some general questions from anybody who wants to find them in the chat. So we'll wait for a few people to jump on, and then we'll crack on with the video. Few jumping in now. Wait till we'll get a good few more in and then we'll crack on. Let me know where you're all from. Morning everybody. More than likely loads of Aussies on at this time. Very lovely present this morning. Right, let's get cracking anyway. So, Bitcoin. Went to sleep and what time did I go to sleep? Not that late. What's that? 4 hours. So what date we on? 26. Yeah, so we went to sleep and it was around this area, and bang, what a candle it's been throughout the night. That was from pretty much midnight. We closed above that 35k region. I've been banging on about that 35k region for ages now. I've been saying 35k is the level we need to target. Every time we've been to it, we've rejected quite hard. I mean, I think we had some China FUD here, some other FUD here, but this time, even if we get some China FUD, we're going to use that 35k region as support now. I've just landed a Fibonacci prior to this video, and if we're looking for some entries, then I think these regions around here, 35k probably be the support. I mean, there's always a possibility it could come back down to this region, because we're, in reality, although things are looking a lot better, I mean, we're still range bound, aren't we? The real test for Bitcoin is 41k here, 41,300. If we did close above that, then I think things would really start to look good. But for now, we're still range bound. Starting to get that good feeling back out with that. Crypto is picking up, but it's only, I mean, since, what's that, 6 days worth of green candles. And so far so good. I think it's green candles over there now. Yeah, looking at this chart you can see. I did say other day that we're looking for a long. I saw that the money flow was about to come to end. See all this red period here? This was when money flow is in negative territory, and you would never expect to get any money from longs when there's negative funding. The funding rate is about to tick to the upside. I maxed this red level up a couple of days ago. If you're ever looking for longs, this is a bit of a strategy I've set up now. So we've got the moving average 50 on here. Really, you should never be doing any longs below the moving average 50. We've popped above it now. You should never be doing any longs when money flow is in the red. So what you're looking for is a green line above here. Usually the best time to long is actually when this blue wave is down here, but even if it's above and money flow is green, that's good. So money flow on the green, target is above here with a daily candle, above the moving average 50, and then that to me gives a good area for potential long. So that is looking okay so far. So I'm waiting for a pullback before I enter in a long, because I'm looking to get in a long trade. Just going back to this chart, just waiting to see if we do pull back or blast through. It depends really, because I remember when we had this candle here, everyone thought that we're going to roll back over and come down to 26k. We then popped up and we got close to this 35k region, and that's it. Bears are coming out in force saying that's it, we're going back down to 22k. I'm like, no you're not. And then I woke up this morning and we've had a massive $4,000 candle, which is crazy really considering it. I think if you look at a perp chart as well, not too sure what went on here, but we had a crazy wick up to $48,000 on a perp chart, so not really too sure what went on there. I don't believe that anybody's orders got filled or liquidated within there, because Chris said on chat this morning, he did not get liquidated, and then people, I think Timeless Beam was saying that he had sell orders up at here and none of them activated either, so potentially might be a data bug that, but we'll never know, will we? But we keep things like that close to the chest. But looking at BTC in terms of, let's put a 50 on here. This is actually a 4 hour, so we're well above it. If we just look on the daily, above it there. We've actually popped above it, and then look at that, we've used that moving average 50 as support bang on. So now hopefully this moving average starts to tick up. and we start to create a nice steady price growth, and then we use this area potentially as a trading a support line, and the market pushes up that way, and then eventually go up and target that 41k region. It might go up, I mean, something like that might not happen. We could absolutely blast through 40k and then reject back into this area, but I think once we do blast above 41k, I think we'll flip back to support, or at least the second time around. So that's a little bit of a scenario there, what could happen. And what I'd really like to happen is just regain some market momentum, because I mean, it's been boring, hasn't it, over the last 2 or 3 months. It's been shit. But we're starting to get a little bit of a bounce here, which hopefully will materialise in something bigger. I don't think that the real rise for Bitcoin will start in August, September, so let's just maintain that. Let's catch up on chat. How are we all doing? Another beautiful day from a barrier reef. Not too bad up north in the UK, to be honest, mate. Supposed to piss it down for the last few weeks, but it's just been red hot. Can you chat XCAD? Yeah, I'll have a look at that shortly, mate. Will we go down to 25k? In my opinion, no. The issue is, we had such a long consolidation period, and that were it. Bears out in 4 seem to think, right, that's it. I've seen people calling for 15k, 10k, 5k. Why? I mean, I don't see any reason why. As you can see, we've used this yearly open as nice support, and then we had a really good reaction here. This was consolidation period, then before the next leg up, I think this was just an overextended accumulation period mid bull cycle, and I think that we're going to fly at some stage, to be honest. Bags are now full as I could have made them. I think I'm pretty much are too. But yeah, my bag, I've managed to top up on most of my major bags. So I topped up on Zilliqa, Polkadot. What else did I do? RSR. I managed to get another few RSR. So far this is looking good for me. But the real test is getting out of this range, isn't it? I mean, if you look here in the past, we was down at 30k and we pushed over to 40k and then rejected back down. So remember, there's always that possibility that we could come back down. But for me, I don't think we're going to come back down to these regions again. We're now above that moving average 50. When you're above it, you do expect price action to be positive. So let's see. As you can see, when we were above the 50 last time, it was great, wasn't it? Look at above 50, use 50 as support. 50 all the way up. We did drop through it and then missignaled that the short-term few month bear season was on. We've now got above that 50, so I'm expecting this to happen. A nice, steady, and then moving average 50 like that, and pick back up towards the end of the year. So let's see what happens, eh? I'm more in favour of bullishness now rather than looking down towards these levels. And no, I don't think it's going to do to 25k. But that's just my opinion, to be honest, mate. So that's pretty much BTC covered. In terms of targets, the first one is 41k. But if you're looking into a little bit of a bearish scenario, if you're looking to look at some levels that we could drop down to, I don't think we will ever drop out of this range. But if you're looking at this on a 4 hour, potentially come back down and test that 35k region. So if you're looking for orders there, or even on this moving average 50, you could see some potential trading area down here before we do start to pick up again. So if you're looking for buys, 35k, maybe even down towards 33,600 if we do get a bit of a sweep. Because remember, people are starting to get a bit excited and we'll be thinking, right, I'm going to long this. But as the same as bears got liquidated, bulls can soon get liquidated easily. You might get a nice nasty wick down to this 618 here at 33k, so just be wary. Personally, I'm not into any leverage trading. I don't really have the time to do any leverage trading, so I'm best just with spot, buy low, sell high, and I think that's the way you're going to make money long term. I've been buying RSR for the last 4 days, yeah mate. Since I did that video the other day, I was buying previously to that as well. I think it's a solid asset, and look at the rise we've done now. Shall we have a look at RSR actually while we're here? Up 20% today, look at that. This is a bit of a setup I had. I was looking for this push up here, reject off here, and then come down to a 2.3 level, but it's absolutely blasted right through it. So that area is now, that was the first major target. I said that on my RSR video, breaking through 2.8 cent. So that now could be the area of support. If we do close above that region today, that will be bullish. So if you're looking for buys, just watch the price today. We might reject off this area, which is the next major area of resistance at 3.4 cent. So if you're looking for a potential setup, this is a major move up to the upside. We'll get a rejection at some point, which probably will bring us back down to 2.8 cent before we then do push on. So all is good there. I was lucky, me. I managed to buy some 1.7 cent down here. I thought, fucking hell, how have I managed to get some that cheap? Absolutely mental. Can't afford a meal deal, but my bags are fully packed. I'm sure you can. Few hours silver yanks wake up. Well, they could either send us down south for a bit, couldn't they? They could wake up and think, fuck me, I'm in some nice profit here. I was quite annoyed actually. I've got on Swissborg, I've got $30,000 in yield. And I saw the price come down to 30k and I thought, oh, do I buy a Bitcoin or do I just wait out, see if it comes lower? Because it was dodgy times then. I mean, I always been bullish throughout this, but I was just like, I don't know, I was scared to pull the trigger. And if I'd have bought one Bitcoin then, I'd have been up 9 grand already. So bad decision there, but I'm still holding Bitcoin, so it's nothing to worry about, and I'm earning off that yield. But would have been nice to wake up to 9 grand profit, wouldn't it, over the course of, well, not overnight, but you know what I mean, over the course of the last 3 or 4 days. It'd have been epic. And that couldn't have been, I mean, depends how far Bitcoin goes. I still believe it's going to hit 100k at some stage. What is what, isn't it? Can I have a look at Eternity? Eternity? How do you say that? Have you spelt it wrong? Or is that actually right? I've never heard of it if it is. Yeah, I saw that map. Slashing leverage. I'm sure it said 20% leverage for new users. I might be wrong, but I'm sure it said that. Which is fair enough. I mean, if you're newbie coming into leverage trading, I did exactly the same about 2 or 3 years ago maybe. I started leverage trading over 100x in 125x, and I thought, yeah, I think that's a good idea if we slash it to 20x for new users. Not too sure about experienced users, but like I say, I'm not a massive trader anyway, so it doesn't really too bother me. ERN. I tell you what, I'll look at ERN while it's on there so I don't lose it. How long has it been on Binance? 22nd of June, so not much data. Let's just have a look at. $8.92 where we're trading. Binance Uniswap. Let's have a look on here then. Right, so it's had a massive pullback, hasn't it? I mean, I was looking on my daily, that's going back to March when we hit those all-time highs. Let's have a gander here. All-time highs back then was up at $73. Fucking hell, and we're down at 73. I'm not sure about fundamentals, so I can't tell you if we're going to go back up to those levels again. But if this drop was nothing to do with fundamentals, I mean, it dropped 95%. Jesus Christ, that's almost like a rug pull. Jesus. So we dropped our way down to $2.93. Pushing up now, back up to $9, so it is showing that there's a bit of growth there. Not much to analyse on that time frame. Looking at a 4 hour, it's on a nice rise. Obviously that's the first area to break through. If you're looking for some area to either take profit or a nice area of resistance to break through, $10, which is a nice psychological area too to break through, is probably the first major area to look at. If you're looking for some buys though, if you look at the entire move, probably look at around here. 776 is a decent area, or maybe down at 690. Couple areas, but the first area to break through is that $10 region. I think once it does break through that, then you can look at this region here at 1196, and then just keep zooming out and looking for areas of resistance. So that's that covered for you, mate. Fern, how you doing, mate? Oh, well, I just did good on our side. Did talk about it? Yeah, well, I did a video over day and I was talking about it this morning. Just going back to our side. The take profit region for our side is probably up here at 3.4. But let's see if we push up there soon, because I mean, we've broken through this area of resistance here. I'm seeing that as we're above that moving average 50, which is again a good sign. Let's see if we can pump up to 334 and then get a rejection back down to 280, 2.8 around that area. So that's a bit of a setup there. What else we got? Zilliqa. I did a video on Zilliqa last night. I just want to show you how effective this moving average 50 is. Look where it's rejected from. That couldn't have been any more precise, could it? I mean, use a moving average 50 on the daily time frame, and that is like mental. So yeah, in terms of rejections and where could we go, let's have a look at this. Let's put the Fibonacci on correctly. What have I got set up here? That green level is... so that green level was the first region I was looking to break through, which was that area of liquidity when we saw the bounce from Zilliqa last time. So that is pretty much... it's close to that. I mean, 618 level, isn't it? So if you're looking for buys, monitor the price, but potentially, if we've rejected off here and we roll over, I mean, you could be looking at buys at 7.1 cent or 6.3 cent. So ladder some orders within that range. Looking at 4 out might be a bit better. Actually trading above the 50 now, which is it's a bullish sign. So yeah, if we do roll over here, then look at buys here, laddered from 7.1 cent all the way down to 6.3 cent. I think that could be a decent area for you to look at. Alessandro, how you doing, mate? Evido. One thing that's quite annoying with the video is that there's one massive whale wallet which keeps suppressing a price and selling. It's one of the early investors I got in about 2-3 years ago. We actually dropped below that liquidity zone there, didn't we? All this here is just been mainly selling from that one whale wallet, which eventually when it's out, the price will fly. But I mean, it's down at 10 cent. I mean, it's an epic buy. There's not much TA to do on it because I think the market cap's only about $2 million. So it's hard to deal with TA with a project which has got so little volume. It's a project for a futurist, so obviously there's not much news, but if you're looking for a solid low cap, which has been working for 3 years, which has a solid use case, buy it up. 10 cent is it's a steal of a level for me, that, to be honest. I'll check one and then I'll answer your question, Ross. Let's have a look. USDT. So that's the first major area. Look at that, we're pretty much set on that moving average 50 currently. Once we do break above this, I think we will regain some momentum, but it's been on a downtrend, hasn't it, for ages. I mean, we've had some breakouts. It's not the best looking downtrend, but if you take it from top to bottom, that has been pretty boring, and that goes for most cryptos. But the first major level for us to get up to is that 9.3 cent area. That's probably the first major area for us to target if we're looking for some buy-ins. If we do reject off here, which we have, and we start to roll over, maybe look at targeting some buys around this 382 level. Let's move that across a bit further. I think if you're looking for buys and we manage to stay above the 50, that's going to be your area to target there, around this region. If you're looking for a rollover, probably around here and then push up, because that moving average 50 will keep going like that hopefully, and some type of pattern like that will form, and the 50 will start just to climb. So buys anywhere around 7 cent, and then the first area to break through is that resistance up here at 9.3 cent. Do you think we'll get a pullback or just chill at these levels and let the moving averages come up to support the price? I think that we will get a pullback at some stage, because we've had such a significant rise, haven't we? That, I mean, how much? 29,000 up to, that's $10,000 we've made up in what's that, 5 days, 6 days. $10,000, that's how quick things can change. And it has been bearish, because this was shit. There's been bearish divergences all over the place. It has looked nasty, but this is how quick sentiment can change. Nothing major yet though. I mean, like I say, I'll only be happy once we do break out of this 41k range. There's a good potential that we could either come back from this level now, roll over and come back down to these areas here. If we just guesstimate where this moving average 50 is going to go, we could come back down to these range and bounce off of 50, or bounce off that EQ at around 35k, so something like this, and then a push up. Or we could come back down to this level, reject off that, and just start moving steady. But I think that hopefully we can get on, stay above this moving average, sorry, this EQ now, this 35k level. If we do stay above that, it'll be great, because look, last time we got above it, we stayed above it for ages, like nearly a month. If we can stay above this and get the final bit of accumulation happening around here before the next move up, then happy days. I'm happy either way, as long as we stay above that 35k range. I'm happy with that, to be honest. Greetings from Newcastle, Geordie lad. Do you have any thoughts on Coty? I've done loads of price analysis on Coty before. I'll have a look at CHR in a minute, Christina. In terms of Coty, I've not done any for ages. And so I'll have a look at CHR. And then, I think is that one. And then we'll go on to Coty. Had a really nice pushback, hasn't it? Since the lows, so if we just mark the low up. Decent area, because you can see we rejected off here. Use it as support and then use it as support twice. So that signifies that there's strong support down at 11 cent. And as pushed up, it's made a great recovery so far. I mean, from the bottoms to the top, 313% recovery already. Above that moving average 50, which is one that I've been looking at a lot. Let me just have a look at 200, way above 200 as well. So all eyes on a 50. I mean, let's put that back on. If you're looking for some buys, because it's not had many pullbacks really, has it, from the top? So if you look at that over an entire move from the top to the bottom, I think that, I mean, we've used that wick area as support a few times. I think if you're looking for buys, 32 cent could be a decent level to buy, and I would honestly ladder some all the way down. Ladder them down from 32 cent down to 24 cent, because remember, although things are looking good at the minute, things can change really quick, can't they? But if we do start to push on, then you've got to look at all these wicks around here. Lots of wicks in that area. So you would say that's the first major target, up at around 40-50 cent, not 48-50 cent. That's your first major area to break through. And then once it breaks through there, then it's back on to targeting for new all-time highs, because, I mean, how much did we drop from top to bottom? God, 86% that dropped. It's mad how much altcoins dropped, and people seem to think we're just going to keep dropping down here. People seem like, on Bitcoin, up 7%, crazy. People just seem to think it going to come down here. People were saying 3k, 10k. Why the fuck would it come down to this region when it's it's massively growing across the world. We got countries accepting Bitcoin now. El Salvador, Panama, all these countries are adopting Bitcoin, and people still think we're going to go down here. I don't see the logic at all, to be honest, mate. Coty, let's have a look. I've got on the chart. You know, that's last time I did some price analysis. I was looking for a breakout. I think the breakout eventually did come, but it just kept going lower, didn't it? TA can't always be spot on, so let's have a look at this. $85% drop. Market bottom up. That bottom coincides with that top there, all the way through, so that shows that that is the demand zone. Bounce back up so far. First target is breaking above that moving average 50 at around 15 cent. Looking at this in terms of growth so far, we've done a 52% pushback. First major target where we're getting above this region, which is this area here. If you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wicks within that region, first area is getting above 16 cent. Before really, I would consider any longs, but I think the good chance that we're going to get above that soon. As long as the market does push on. I mean, if you do get a pullback, maybe look at buys at around 11 cent all the way down to 10.5 cent, could be an area, but let's see how the market reacts and see if it pushes up towards that region. People genuinely said ADA was going back to 15 cent. Yeah, like I say, do we retest 30k now? I mean, no, I don't think we do, to be honest, mate. We've retested 30k 1 wick there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times we've tested 30k, and people seem, like I said, people seem to think we're going a lot lower, don't they? Not in my opinion. Mr. Whale is the worst. He is. He follows me for some reason. No idea why, but he's a scammer. But he's got about 3 or 4 different accounts at Mr. Whale, and you can tell because they're all designed the exact same. And he's actually an XRP shiller massively. If you ever look at his giveaways, which he never pays out by the way, he always does massive XRP giveaways to bring in the crowd, but he's always bearish on Bitcoin, even if it's like dropping. Say it's going lower, and for example, he was bearish with Bitcoin 3k last year. It then pumped up to 65k, and every single day he was saying it were going to drop, and at some point he's got to be right, and because it can't just keep going up, and I think he's been basking in this drop. But you'll see more bearish tweets coming out soon. I mean, I don't follow him, I've blocked him, I think, because I was sick of his shite. But if you look at his tweets, we'll be bearish. This rise will be saying it's just a bounce, it's just a liquidity grab, where, I mean, he could be right. I don't think it is, to be honest. I think this is the start of the next cycle. I think this was the accumulation mid-cycle, and I think that over the course of the next few months, leading up to January, December time, I think we're going to get a nice rise and push out 100k region. So yeah, don't listen to Mr. Bear. What did somebody else mention? Matic. Yeah, I'll look at VeChain in a minute. So VeChain, Matic. Broken out of that downtrend there, haven't we? Nicely. Currently set on that moving average 50 to an absolute T. We've actually wicked above it, but it's just sitting on that, using that area as actually support at the minute. It's pulling it's sat right on it, isn't it? If we do get above this and close above this on my daily candle, that would be a massively bullish sign. As you can see, we use a 50 as support all the way through, very much like Bitcoin. No closures below it, all the way up, wick all the way through it, no closures. And then obviously, when we had that drop, we did come back down. It's a key level getting above that. Well, obviously, we have rejected off it so far. but a closure above that will be absolutely massive. I think if you're looking for buys, I'm not sure what the headline is, so what, let's get rid of that, man. No idea what they are from previous TA. Let's just have a look at some of 4 hour. I'll just change the song. I need a new playlist. I think if you're looking for buys, let's just guesstimate where this moving average is going to go again. If you're looking for buys, I think anywhere around this region of 318, around there. If you're looking for some type of gain, I think we could hit that and then push back up. So if you're looking for buys anywhere around 93 cent, I think that will be a nice area, because as you can see on the 4 hour, we're using it as nice support at 50, and I think that could be a decent area for you to potentially buy. Depends how the market goes today. At some stage we are going to get a bit of a death candle on Bitcoin, which will ultimately bring the prices down. Depends whether that's up above $1 or not, but if you're looking for prices, ladder some down. Remember, always have some spare USDT on the side, because the market can drop. I mean, things are starting to look good at the minute, but what's to say we don't drop back down to this region? So just be wary on that. If you're looking to take profits, this region around here. Wrong soul. Where's my box? Yeah. If you're looking for take profit region, I think that region around there, around 120, close to that negative fib level, 126 here, I think that's the first major take profit region to get through. V-chain. I think KSM Parachain auctions are nearly done. You know what? I've not even looked at them, to be honest, Matt, mate. I've not. I didn't sand with all Polkadot Kusama stuff, to be honest. I've just not looked at it. I mean, if they're nearly done and there's a lot of projects to be coming live on that Parachain slots, then bullish, mate. But yeah, I've not really looked into it. Just another moving average 50 rejection here. It's crazy how well that works. I mean, I've only started using it recently. That is just... That's crazy, isn't it? Rejection straight off that moving average 50. Get that moving average 50 on your charts and look at it on the daily time frame. As you can see, we used it as support again all the way through here. Wicked right down to it there. Imagine picking some orders up there when that dropped from 27 cent down to 13 cent and then wicked back up. So that is a key area. Reclaiming that moving average 50 is a first target to look at. Currently rejected up here, so we could roll back over. If you're looking for buys, potentially 7.5 cent, ladder them down to 6.7 cent, and that could be a nice area to pick up. Just monitor that though, monitor V-chain on the daily time frame and look at, see if we can get above that 50, because that's a key area. One key area to note is I'm going to mark that up there. That's the first area to break through, 9.5 cent. Once we do break through there, I think it's a nice steady bit of growth going back in. Right, any other projects for me to have a look at? As you said on Twitter, we are now at retraction. Do you think soon back up? Not too sure what you're on about there, mate. What do you mean retraction? Shall we look at my Twitter, see what's going on? I actually bought some of this last night. I put a post out saying any low caps to look at, and I actually bought $500 worth of this FXF last night. How much is it worth now? I like the look of it actually. Where's my MetaMask? Now we're 582. Not bad. But yeah, explain what you mean by retraction, mate. Oh, VRA, let's have a look at it actually. Do you think BTC will go up or down? That's a question mark we all want to know, isn't it, to be honest, mate? So far, all is looking good for me. Obviously, we are going to reject. We've already rejected off 39,800. Look, it's on 4 hour actually. Starting to potentially roll over, but every time I've looked at the charts and thought, hey, oh, it's rolling over. Last time I looked at it, oh, it's going to roll over. Who knows what's going to happen here? Up or down? I don't know, to be honest, mate. I mean, you would expect at some stage to have a pullback and maybe come back down and retest this 35k region, but let's wait and see, to be honest, mate. Oh, pullback, yeah, like just explaining there, Renner. I mean, yeah, we could get a pullback. There's always, whenever you're going up, don't expect us just to keep going up in a vertical line. There will be pullbacks, and there always is. Like I say, potentially area around here, at around 3600 maybe, we could get a pullback to here. Do I follow Traders Reality on YouTube? No, I don't. To be honest, I don't really watch many people on YouTube. I watch Crypto Daily whenever he does videos. They're quite good, informative. But no, I don't really have time to watch many. Could this be a fake pump? How is it a fake pump? Well, if you're saying that, was that a fake dump? I mean, when is it fake? It's all manipulation by the bigger players, isn't it? It was suppressed all the way around here to keep it in. When it was suppressed below 35k, we had 3 different reports of whales accumulating mass amounts. There was even a dormant wallet from 2018, which topped up with over 60,000 Bitcoin. That's manipulation. I mean, all markets are manipulated, but it's not fake. It's not a fake pump and a fake dump. It's just manipulation, isn't it? And that's the way it will always be. Especially in the Bitcoin's still early, so things are going to get manipulated heavily because people want to get in cheaper, don't they? What was that question up there? VRA. Let's have a look at VRA. We'll have a look at. Then after that, we'll have a look at Engine. First area to break through is here, isn't it? 1.2 cent. I think if we've got a rejection off that, it would be nasty. As you can see, rejected off it there, rejected. Use it as support around here. So the first area for us to break through is there. First area to get through. If we break above that, then it's going to be back into bullishness. So far, still bearish until we break above that. If you're looking for buys, potential buys on this moving average 50. So if you're looking for buys, I'd ladder some buys around that region. Around is it 1 cent? Pretty much on my nose. I think that's a good area to buy. Probably drop down to here, bounce off at 50, and then continue its uptrend. Engine above that 50, which is a bonus. Need to maintain a level above that 50 now. Looking like we could have a bit of sideways chop with some nice steady growth, to be honest. Something like this is what I'm looking for. Nice and steady. But if we're looking for buys still, potentially wicks into this region. What we've already wicked at already, 124, where we're currently at 137. Could also get some wicks back down to 112, so orders within that range I think could be decent, to be honest. Like Cardano, not a big fan, to be honest. I've always just preferred Polkadot, and I think everything just looks a little bit too complex on Cardano for me, to be honest. I think Polkadot's far more superior, in my opinion. That's why I top up on Polkadot. I don't think I've ever owned any Cardano. Don't think so, anyway. Let's change that a bit thicker. Wait for this money flow here to turn in positive equity, then the market is going to rally. Look, last time when money flow was in the green, look at this. The market was flying. It was all green. Whenever it's in red, you would expect the market to die, and it has been. Look, when money flow turned negative, we've been in a very shit place, haven't we? But this is looking like it is about to tick green. When this ticks green, we are going to be back in the bull season. So maybe this might turn green in the course of the next week. When it does, it's going to be a nice, slow, steady grow up to 100k, in my opinion. With pullbacks on the way, but once that money flow is green, that's a positive. Do you like VeChain? I do. I'm holding VeChain. Probably my third biggest hold. So Polkadot, I'm out this area last time, which was the first area we needed to break out, and we broke out of it here. That was the bottom there, which acted as liquidity, and a nice area of resistance to break through. We broke through now, so if you're looking for buys, so look in terms of fib levels. And potentially look at buying around here at 1343. If we do reject off here, if this does roll over, maybe 1343 could be a decent area for you to target. Do you like NFT games like Axie? I've never looked at it, mate. Sir, please, live trading. Not really a trader, more of an investor, to be honest, so I don't really do day trading. That's only because I work full time. If I eventually leave my job, I'll probably start going into some day trading. We'll probably do some live streams, but unfortunately I just don't quite have time to do that yet, to be honest. Ravish, woke up to see this insane pump, best day of my life. It's only just getting started, mate. Wait till you see it pumping harder. Still very wary though, because we are still within this range bound area. Just drag that EQ across. Yeah, nothing too major yet. It's been a great few days, but remember, at some stage we might get a pullback. I'm hoping we test this 41k region soon before we do get a bit of a pullback, because I think that is the first major area. This is the first, like, this major support, major resistance. I think that we will test this over the course of the next few days and then reject, maybe come back down to this region and bounce up and down here for a while before we then do a breakout, but who knows, might just absolutely blow us all the way through. You only call him 100k for a bull run. It's more of just a prediction where I think we'll go. I mean, I think we will hit 100k. I mean, it could go higher. I'm not the best at predictions. but always just make sure you're holding some. Nobody can guess where it's going to go. When the market does regain some sentiment and people are coming back, I think we'll be all happy what's going on. I never looked at Ajax, to be honest, mate. Hopefully no more FUD. There will always be FUD, mate. Always be FUD. Whenever markets are doing well, there's always FUD. There's always somebody wanting to get in cheaper. There'll always be FUD. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some FUD around here at 41k. Like fucking German banks have banned it for all their citizens, or just some random, or China are now banning mining from anybody who's Chinese who lives in the world. You know, there's just some bullshit that somebody can make up. There will be some FUD. There always is FUD. Maybe on the next cycle. This is looking very good for me though. Once that money flow turns green, we're going to regain this market push. Right, I think that's going to do for today because I've got quite a lot on. I'll be doing another video later on some price analysis, maybe VRA. But once this video finishes in a couple of minutes, comment below on the video. Let me know any projects you want me to check out. And then I'll have a look, see which one gets the most votes or most comments, and I'll probably do that. So yeah, like I said, it's going to do it for today. Just some analysis on Bitcoin. I do appreciate everybody who's jumps on. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you are subscribed, and I'll catch you next time.